Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here for our special budget meeting on Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025. We'll start the meeting with item number 1, which is present. So, Marnie, you're right to record who's present. And if there's any apologies for today. No apologies, thank you very much. We'll move on now to acknowledgement of country. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live and recognise their continuing connection to land, water and community. We pay our respects to elders past and present and to all of our ancestors who have over many years and generations forged and shaped our region. Moving on now to the purpose of the meeting. Moving on now to the purpose of the meeting, which is in accordance with section 169 and 170 and 174 of the Local Government Act, Local Government Regulation 2012 to adopt 1, the annual budget for the 2025-26 financial year, and 2, the 2025-26 operational plan. Moving on to item number 5, which is a conflict of interest. Are there any conflicts recorded? Mr. CEO.
Madam Mayor, as it's a budget meeting, there will actually be no conflicts of interest per the Act.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item number 6, which is budget resolutions. So item number 6.1 is the Mayor's Budget Overview 2025-26, which I will move this report. So can I have a seconder, please? Seconder, Councillor Whiteman. Thank you. I'll just read an overview of that. So today's budget details how Central Highlands Regional Council plans to play our part in improving livability across our vibrant and diverse region over the next financial year. As the second budget of this current council term, I am pleased to be here alongside my fellow councillors to adopt the Central Highlands Regional Council 2025-2026 budget and operational plan. Our council has taken a balanced and responsive approach to developing this budget on behalf of the Central Highlands community. We have focused on balancing the ever-increasing cost of living pressures for residents with the ever-rising cost to deliver council services, while being responsive to community needs and concerns. This year's $261 million budget and operational plan for 2025-2026 set out how Council will deliver essential services and critical infrastructure from water to waste to roads and community services in the best interests of all communities across the region. We promised and completed a rating system review that better reflects land uses and achieves a fairer outcome for all ratepayers. This resulted in the average general rate increasing by 3.9%, the overall general rates revenue rising by just 2.8%. Over 1,200 ratepayers will receive a decrease in their general rates, while others will see moderate changes. And for some ratepayers, a rates cap of up to 13.3% will be used to ease rate increases as Council moves to a more equitable rate in the dollar method. The rating review also provided the opportunity to improve Council's budgeting process into the future to give the community more certainty in Council's long-term financial plan. This Council has already paid $25 million on high interest loans to reduce the cost of legacy debt. In 2025-2026, we plan to repay a further $26 million to reduce interest payments and maximise ratepayer contributions into the following years. Council will continue to deliver a robust capital program of $83 million. This includes $37.5 million in external grants, which is funding coming back into our region. Council is now starting to report the total budget amount excluding depreciation to align with other local governments. In equivalent terms, Council's 2025-2026 budget of $261 million increased by $18 million on last year, which has contributed to the projected 4.7% or $10.1 million surplus. This surplus enables Council to capitalise on unforeseen external grant opportunities while conservatively allowing for ever-increasing operational costs. Council has also limited the increases to utility charges ahead of a detailed review next year of waste, sewerage, water infrastructure and water use charges after listening to community concerns. Discounts will remain for early rate notice payments and for pensioners. In 2025-2026, Council will continue to strengthen relationships with state and federal governments. Listen, engage and work with our community members, businesses and industries for a more prosperous and brighter future for the Central Highlands. Thank you to my fellow councillors, CEO Aaron Johansson and all council staff for making this budget possible and for preparing the 2025-2026 operational plan. As Mayor, I am pleased with the balanced and responsive approach Council has taken in shaping the 2025-2026 budget, which I now commend to you all. All in favour? Thank you. The report 6.1 Mayor's Budget Overview 2025-2026 moved. Moving now to item 6.2, Revenue Policy 2025-2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Cypher. And seconder? Councillor Donaldson. Over to you, Councillor Cypher, to read the purpose and resolution, please.
This report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council. This report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council's revenue policy for adoption as part of the 2025-26 budget. The resolution, that pursuant to sections 169 and 193 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council adopts the revenue statement for the 2025-26 financial year.
Thank you, councillor. Any questions or comments? Anything else to add as the mover? Thank you, councillor Cypher. All in favour? Motion carried. Thank you.
I think Councillor Cypher, through the chair, I think Councillor Cypher said revenue statement. It's a revenue policy for that one.
Through you, Madam Mayor, we accept that, it's tabled clearly, and yes, you are correct, councillor.
Thank you. Moving to item 6.3, Revenue Statement 2025-2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Whiteman, seconded Councillor Newman. Over to you, Councillor Whiteman, to read the purpose and resolution.
As part of the 2025-26 budget, this report presents for adoption the Central Highlands Regional Council's revenue statement applicable for the 2025-26 financial year. Resolution is that pursuant to sections 169 and 172 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council adopts the revenue statement for the 2025-26 financial year.
Any comments or questions? Okay, thank you, Councillor Whiteman. All in favour? Motion carried, thank you. Moving to item 6.4, differential general rates. Just to clarify that again. Item 6.4, differential general rates. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hindmarsh, and seconder? Councillor Whiteman, thank you. Councillor Hindmarsh, if you could please read the purpose and resolution, please. Thank you.
Purpose. The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the differential general rates as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. Resolution that pursuant to section 81 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council adopts the categories into which rateable land is categorised and the description of those categories as set out in section 5.2 of the revenue statement for the 2025-26 financial year, and that pursuant to section 257 of the Local Government Act 2009, Central Highlands Regional Council delegates to the Chief Executive Officer the powers under sections 81.4 and 81.5 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to identify the rating category to which each parcel of rateable land belongs, and that pursuant to section 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and section 80 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council adopt the differential rate made and levied for each differential general rating category, and pursuant to section 77 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the minimum general rate to be made and levied for each differential general rating category as tabled.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Anything else to add, Councillor Hindmarsh? Thank you very much. We've had a mover and a seconder, so all those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Item 6.5, limitation of increase in rates and charges. Can I have a mover, please? Mover, Councillor Newman, and seconder, Councillor Wilkins. Over to you, Councillor Newman, to read the purpose and resolution.
The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to resolve to limit the increase in general rates for the 2025-26 . 26 . 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. 26. financial year for each differential general rate category, subject to certain conditions outlined in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution is subject to the conditions stated in section 5.5 of the revenue statement. Central Highlands Regional Council resolves in accordance with section 116 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to limit the increase in rates for the differential general rating categories as tabled, being a cap at 13.26%, as for all categories including petroleum leases as tabled in the report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Newman. Any comments or questions? Anything else to add, Councillor Newman? Thank you. We have a mover and seconder, so all those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving to item 6.6, special rates and charges. So the purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the special rates and charges outlined in the 2025-26 revenue statement. So the first item is 6.6.1, Grass Tree Road Maintenance Special Rate. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Wilkins, and seconder, Councillor Hindmarsh. So we just do one at a time. Yeah. So sorry, I'm just making sure we're following the correct one. This is thank you, Councillor Wilkins. If you could read the item, please.
Thank you. That pursuant to sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and section 94 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the Grass Tree Road Maintenance Special Rate. That pursuant to section 94.4 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following amendments to the overall plan for the Grass Tree Road Maintenance Special Rate adopted by Central Highlands Regional Council at the 2024-25 budget meeting held on 26th June 2024. That pursuant to section 94.6 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following annual implementation plan for the 2025-26 financial year for the Grass Tree Road Maintenance Special Rate.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other comments or questions? Anything to add, Councillor Wilkins? I've had a mover and seconder, so all those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Report 6.2, Lilyvale Road Maintenance Special Rate. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Donaldson, seconder, Councillor Whiteman. Over to you, Councillor Donaldson.
That the pursuant to sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and section 94 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the Lilyvale Road Maintenance Special Rate. That pursuant to sections 94.4 of the Local Government Regulations 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following amendments to the overall plan for the Lilyvale Road Maintenance. Special rate adopted by Central Highlands Regional Council at the 2001 and 2002 budget meeting held on the 30th of June 2021 and amended by the Council resolution at the 2024-2025 budget meeting held on the 26th of June 2004. That the pursuant of section 94.6 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following annual implementation plan for the 2025-26 2025-2026 financial year for the Lilyvale Road Maintenance Special Rate.
Thank you very much. Any other comments, questions? Thank you very much. Councillor Donaldson, anything else? Okay, mover and seconder, so all in favour. Motion carried. Thank you very much. Report 6.6.3, Yan Yan Road Maintenance Special Rate. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Cypher, seconder. Councillor Burns, over to you, Councillor Cypher.
That pursuant to Section 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and Section 94 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the Yan Yan Road Maintenance Special Rate. That pursuant to Section 94(4) of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following amendments to the overall plan for the Yan Yan Road Maintenance Special Rate adopted by Central Highlands Regional Council at the 2021-22 budget meeting held on the 30th of June 2021 and amended by Council resolution at the 24-25 budget meeting held on the 26th of June 2024. That pursuant to Section 94(6) of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following annual implementation plan for the 25-26 financial year for the Yan Yan Road Maintenance Special Rate.
Thank you very much, Councillor Cypher. Any comments or questions? That you're fine with that now, Councillor Cypher? Okay, thank you very much. All in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving to report 6.6.4 for Encroy Road Maintenance Special Rate. Can I have a mover, please, and seconder? Mover, Councillor Hindmarsh. Seconder, Councillor Burns. Thank you.
That pursuant to Sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and Section 94 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the Encroy Road Maintenance Special Rate. That pursuant to Section 94(4) of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following amendments to the overall plan for the Encroy Road Maintenance Special Rate adopted by Central Highlands Regional Council at the 2021-22 budget meeting held on the 30th of June 2021 and amended by Council resolution at the 2024-25 budget meeting held on the 26th of June 2024. That pursuant to Section 94(6) of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following annual implementation plan for the 2025-26 financial year for the Encroy Road Maintenance Special Rate.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other comments or questions? You're happy to put that, Councillor Hindmarsh? Yep, okay. All in favour? Thank you. Motion carried. Report 6.6.5, Oakey Creek Mine, Town of Thierry Special Rate. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Burns, and seconder, Councillor Wilkins. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that pursuant to Sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and Sections 94 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the Oakey Creek Mine, Town of Thierry Special Rate. That pursuant to Section 94, Subsection 4 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following amendments for the overall plan for the Oakey Creek Mine, Town of Thierry special rate adopted by Central Highlands Regional Council at 2024-25 budget meeting held on the 26th of June 2024, and that pursuant to Section 94, subsection 6 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the following annual implementation plan for 2025-26 financial year for the Oakey Creek Mine, Town of Thierry special rate.
Thank you, councillor. Any other comments or questions? Thank you, councillor Burns. All in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving to item 6.7, water utility charges. Can I have a mover, councillor Whiteman, and a seconder, councillor Hindmarsh? Councillor Whiteman, if you could read the purpose and resolution, please.
The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the water utility charges as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. Resolution that 1, pursuant to sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and sections 99 and 101 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the water utility charges for connected land, vacant land and water consumption charges as tabled. 2, the water utility charges be applied as further detailed in section 5.8 of the Revenue Statement 2025-26. 3, that pursuant to section 99, subsection 3 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Central Highlands Regional Council's year for water consumption charges will commence on 1st of June 2025 and end on 31st of May 2026. 4, that pursuant to section 102, subsection 2 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Council resolves that at a water meter is taken to have been read during the period that starts 2 weeks before and ends 2 weeks after the day on which the meter is actually read.
Thank you, councillor. Any other comments or questions? You're happy to put that, councillor Whiteman? Thank you very much. All those in favour? Sorry. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 6.8, sewerage utility charges. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Donaldson and seconder, councillor Hindmarsh. Thank you, councillor Donaldson.
Purpose. The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the sewerage utility charges as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. Resolution that 1, pursuant to the section 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and section 99 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy sewerage utility charges for the supply of sewerage services as tabled. 2, the sewerage utility charges be applied as a further detail in sections 5.8 of the Revenue Statement 2025-26.
Thank you, councillor. Any other comments, questions? You're happy to put that, councillor Donaldson?
Thank you.
All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.9, waste utility charges. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Burns, seconder. Councillor Whiteman. Thank you, councillor Burns.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the waste utility charges as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution pursuant to sections 92 and 94 of the Local Government Act 2009 and section 99 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, that Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to make and levy the waste utility charges, waste management charge and refuse collection charges as tabled. The waste management charges to be applied as further detailed in sections 5.8 of the revenue statement 2025 and 2026.
Thank you, councillor. Any comments or questions? You're happy to, with that, councillor Burns? Thank you. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.10, issue of rates and charges notices. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Cruz, and seconder, Councillor Donaldson. Over to you, Councillor Cruz.
The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the anticipated dates of issue and the periods covered by the half-yearly rates and water notices as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution that rates notices pursuant to Section 107 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 and Section 114 of the Fire and Emergency Services Act 1990, Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council will issue rates notices for all general rates, special rates and charges, sewerage and waste utility charges and other charges such as the State Government's Emergency Management Fire and Rescue Levy, other than water infrastructure and consumption charges half-yearly. The first notice will be for the half-year ending 31st of December and the second notice for the half-year ended the 30th of June. The anticipated dates of issue are listed below for each notice period for the issue date for first half rates notice, August 2025, and issue date for the second half rates notice, February 2026. Water notices. Pursuant to Section 107 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, water infrastructure and consumption charges will be levied half-yearly based on a water consumption rating period beginning the 1st of June and ending the 31st of May. The anticipated dates of issue for each notice period are October 2025, which will cover water consumption measured for the previous half year from the 1st of December and ending the 31st of May. Infrastructure charges will cover the period the 1st of July to the 31st of December for the current year. April 2026, which will cover water consumption measured for the previous half year beginning the 1st of June and ending the 30th of November. Infrastructure charges will cover the period the 1st of January to the 30th of June for the current year, or in conjunction with the rates notice for the half year ending the 30th of June and 31st of December, respectively. Council resolves to apply Section 102 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to the reading of water meters so that if a meter is due to be read on a particular day to enable Council to calculate a consumption charge to be levied, the meter will be deemed to be read on that particular day if it is read within 2 weeks before the date or 2 weeks after the day.
Thank you, councillor. Any other comments, questions?
Thank you.
Happy to put that, councillor. Thank you very much. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.11, payment of rates or charges. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Cypher. Seconder? Councillor Donaldson.
The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to adopt the due date for the payment of rates and charges as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution that pursuant to Section 118 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Central Highlands Regional Council adopts the due date by which rates and charges must be paid as the date that is 31 days after the issue of the rates notice.
Thank you, councillor. Any comments, questions? Right. All in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Item 6.12, discount. Councillor Wilkins is a mover and seconder, Councillor Whiteman. Over to you, Councillor Wilkins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is to adopt the discount percentage rate Central Highlands Regional Council will offer in 2025-26 for the prompt payment of rates and charges as set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution that pursuant to Section 130 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council will adopt an early payment discount of 5% to be allowed to any ratepayer that pays all rates and charges in full, including arrears, by the date set by the Central Highlands Regional Council pursuant to Section 118 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, by which rates and charges must be paid. The discount shall be applied to the rate or charge net of any rebates available, other than the following rates and charges, which are not subject to the discount. 1, water consumption charges. 2, special rates or charges. And 3, state emergency management, fire and rescue levy.
Thank you, Councillor. Any comments or questions? Happy to put that. Thank you very much. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Item number 6.13, interest. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hindmarsh, seconder. Councillor Cypher. Over to you, Councillor Hindmarsh.
Purpose. The purpose of this report is to adopt the rate of interest set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement that Central Highlands Regional Council will apply to all overdue rates and charges in the 2025-26 financial year. Resolution that pursuant to Section 133 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves that it will apply interest at a rate of 11% per annum, compounding daily on all overdue rates, charges, special levies, water usage amounts and any other amount outstanding indicated on the rate or water notice from the date on which they become overdue. Interest shall not apply to the balance of deferred payment arrangements that are not overdue.
Thank you, Councillor. Any comments or questions? You're happy? Good. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.14, rating rebates and concessions. Mover, please, Councillor Cruz. Seconder, Councillor Whiteman. Thank you, Councillor Cruz.
The purpose of this report is for the Central Highlands Regional Council to resolve to grant the concessions set out in the 2025-26 revenue statement. The resolution that 1, in accordance with the Section 6 of the adopted revenue statement 2025-26 and in accordance with A, Sections 122, 1B and 123 of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession of eligible rates and charges of 50% for the 2025-26 financial year to all ratepayers who are pensioners and are eligible pensioners who have made a successful application under the revenue statement 2025-26 in accordance with the terms of the revenue statement 2025-26. B, Sections 120, 1B and 122, 1B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession of general rates to eligible sporting, recreational and non-for-profit organisations where Council considers land is owned by an entity whose object do not include making a profit, in accordance with the rebate amounts set out under the Revenue Statement 2025-26, where the eligible organisation has made a successful application under the Revenue Statement 2025-26, in accordance with the terms of the Revenue Statement 2025-26. C, Section 121C of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to enter into agreement in accordance with Section 121B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland to defer payments of rates and charges for ratepayers who meet the eligibility criteria set out in the hardship policy and who make a successful application under the Revenue Statement 2025-26. Central Highlands Regional Council notes that where council enters into a deferred payment arrangement in accordance with the Revenue Statement 2526, council may determine that interest will not be payable on the overdue rates and charges subject to the deferred payment arrangement. If the ratepayer fails to make a payment in accordance with the deferred payment arrangement, council will apply interest to the overdue amount of the date payment was due as set out in the deferred payment arrangement. D, Sections 121G and 122(1)B of the Local Government Regulation 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession where there is residential land subject to a mining claim but not a mining lease of 100% of the rates payable on the mining claim subject to the Revenue Statement 2025-26 in circumstances where A, the mining claim and the residential land are in the same ownership, and B, 80% or more of the area of the mining claim overlaps the residential land, and C, the rates owing on both the mining claim and the residential land have been paid in full. E, Sections 121G and 122(1)B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession for waste management charges payable for rateable land of 100% of the waste management charges over and above the charges payable on one mining claim subject to A mining claim where 1. Multiple mining claims are held in the same ownership or contiguous claims are held in the same family unit, and 2, the rates and charges owing on all mining claims have been paid in full, or B, a permit to occupy attached to a mining claim, be that bore, pump sites, etc. F, Sections 121C and 122(1)B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession to an eligible ratepayer of rateable land as defined in the Revenue Statement 2025-26 that is characterised within differential rating categories 63 to 65, with the concessions being a rebate of the difference between the two categories. G, Section 122(1)B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession to all eligible ratepayers as defined in the Revenue Statement 2025-26 for the rebates set out in the Revenue Statement, who are members of a class of ratepayers in the differential general rate categories of 45 rural land or 46 rural irrigation. Council grants this concession in accordance with Section 121C of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland on the basis that the payment of the rates will cause hardship as the stated class of ratepayers have been disadvantaged due to merely pursuing family succession planning arrangements compared to the general body of ratepayers in terms of the impact of the general rates levied, by not receiving the limitation of increase under Section 116 of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland. H, Sections 121C and 122(1)B of the Local Government Regulations 2012 Queensland, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to grant a concession to an eligible ratepayer of rateable land who has experienced or is experiencing at the time of their application to Council high water consumption on their rateable land due to a concealed water leak and who meets the eligibility criteria set out in the Revenue Statement and the concealed water leak policy. Where an eligible ratepayer's application for a concession is approved, Council will grant a rebate of water charges equaling the difference between the high water consumption charges as set out in the relevant rates notice and the ratepayer's water charges based on the ratepayer's average water consumption calculated in accordance with Council's concealed waters leaks policy. And 2, pursuant to Section 257 of the Local Government Act 2009, Central Highlands Regional Council, for the purposes of concessions granted under Section 6 of the Revenue Statement 2025-26, the Chief Executive Officer is delegated power to receive, consider and decide applications made to Council for the relevant concession and make changes to approvals issued, including but not limited to the power to cancel an approval issued for a concession if the ratepayer ceases to be eligible for the concession.
Well done, thank you. Thank you, Councillor Cruz. Any other comments or questions?
No, I'm all good.
Thank you very much. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving to item 6.15, debt policy. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Donaldson. A seconder? Councillor Burns. Thank you, Councillor Donaldson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council 25-26 debt policy for adoption in accordance with Section 192 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 LG Regulation Resolution, that pursuant to the Section 192 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the debt policy for the 2025-26 financial year.
Thank you, Councillor. Any comments or questions?
Nothing.
Right, Councillor Donaldson.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.16, investment policy. Mover, Councillor Cypher. Seconder, Councillor Burns. Thank you, Councillor Cypher.
Thank you. This report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council's 2025-26 investment policy for adoption in accordance with Section 191 of the Local Government Regulations 2012. A resolution that, pursuant to Section 191 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the investment policy for the 2025-26 financial year.
Thank you, Councillor. Any comments, questions? Councillor? Yeah. All those in favour? Thank you very much. Motion carried. Thank you. Item 6.17, application of competition policy. Councillor Burns as a mover and a seconder. Councillor Wilkins. Thank you, Councillor Burns.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council's 2025-26 application of competition policy for adoption in accordance with the National Competition Policy, reform initiatives and principles. Resolution is that the Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the application of competition policy for the 2025-26 financial year.
Thank you, Councillor. Any comments, questions? Thank you. All those in favour? Motion carried. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 6.18, adoption of 2025-26 fees and charges, excludes fees applicable to the airport and sale yards business activities. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Wilkins, and a seconder, Councillor Hindmarsh. Councillor Wilkins, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So the purpose of this report is to seek the adoption of Central Highlands Regional Council's 2025-26 fees and charges for regulatory administration and the provision of services and facilities as listed in Attachment 1. If adopted, the fees and charges will have an effective date of 1 July 2025. Fees and charges applicable to the airport and sale yards business activities for 2025-26 do not form part of this report as they have already been adopted through separate resolutions. Airport fees and charges were adopted at the General Council meeting on 26 March 2025, resolution number 2025-03-26005. Sale yards fees and charges were presented for adoption at the General Council meeting on 18 June 2025. Resolution number 2025-06-018-012. Resolution that pursuant to sections 97 and 262(3) of the Local Government Act 2009, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the fees and charges register for the 2025-26 financial year, as presented, which excludes fees applicable to the airport and sale yards business activities, which were adopted through separate resolutions.
Thank you very much, councillor. Any comments or questions? That's right to put now, councillor Wilkins. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving now to item 6.19, Statement of Estimated Financial Position 2024-2025. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Cypher, second to Councillor Hindmarsh. Over to you, Councillor Cypher.
Sorry. In accordance with Section 205 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, a statement of estimated financial position for the previous financial year must be presented as part of the annual budget meeting. The attached financial statements present the estimated financial position of the Central Highlands Regional Council for the year ended 30th of June 2025. The resolution that pursuant to Section 205 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, the Central Highlands Regional Council receives and notes the Statement of Estimated Financial Position for the 24-25 financial year.
Thank you very much, councillor. Any comments or questions? We'll put that through. So all those in favour? Good, motion carried. Thank you very much. I thought it might be best if I pulled my weight again, so I'll put the next item is item 6.20, adoption of the 2025-26 budget, which I move. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Cypher, I think you were quick there, so thank you very much. So the purpose, this report presents the Central Highlands Regional Council's 2025-26 budget for adoption. The budget is a statutory document that is adopted each financial year as part of Council's system of financial management. The content of the budget is provided in accordance with Section 169 of the Local Government Regulation 2012. Section 170 of the Local Government Regulation requires that a local government must adopt its budget for a financial year after 31st of May and before the 1st of August or before a later day decided by the Minister. Resolution that pursuant to sections 3.4, 169, 170 and 171 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, Central Highlands Regional Council resolves to adopt the 2025-26 budget incorporating the 1. The Statement of Comprehensive Income, Attachment 1. 2. The Statement of Financial Position, Attachment 2. 3. The Statement of Cash Flows, Attachment 3. 4. The Statement of Charges in Equity, Attachment 4. 3. The Revenue Statement adopted separately by Council at this special budget meeting on 18th of June 2025. 6. The Revenue Policy adopted separately by Council at this special budget meeting on 18th of June 2025. 7. The Long-Term Financial Forecast 2025-26 to 2034-35, Attachment 5. 8. The Measures of Financial Sustainability, Attachment 6. 9. The total value of the charge expressed as a percentage in rates and charges levied in the previous year, Attachment 7. 10. The estimated activity statements for each of Council's business activities, Attachment 8. And 11. The Capital Expenditure Budget, Attachment 9. I don't have anything else to add. Did I get a seconder? Sorry. Yeah, I did. Sorry. All those in favour? Motion carried. Thank you very much. We're now moving on to, that's the end of all of our budget resolutions there. So thank you very much, councillors. I think there was a great combined effort, so thank you. Moving on now to commercial and corporate services, item 7.2.1, operational plan 2025-2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Donaldson, seconder Councillor Whiteman. Councillor Donaldson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The purpose of this report is to present the operational budget 2025-2026 for adoption. Resolution that the Central Highlands Regional Council adopts the operational plan, 2025-26 as presented.
Thank you very much. I'll hand over now to our CEO.
Thanks, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
So members are pleased to be able to give you a brief overview of the 25-26 operational plan, and I want to thank Millicent Bradley Woods first up for her involvement in getting us to the stage, as well as our executive team and obvious councillors over the last couple of months. So this year's operational plan, which reflects the ongoing progress of our corporate plan, has 35 key initiatives for the year ahead, as well as 2 long-term initiatives around finding our strategic direction, being the strategic transformation and an employee priority plan, which has recently been presented to councillors. Our 35 key initiatives are set over our 7 long-term destination goals. And for each goal, I'll touch on some of the initiatives. So in long-term destination goal 1, deliver, enable and advocate for reliable services to our community. There are 18 initiatives in the year ahead. Among them, we're progressing the SCADA automation project at the Blackwater Wastewater Treatment Plant to modernise our water infrastructure. We're also undertaking a comprehensive ongoing review of our Emerald Airport business model. We're looking at a parking study for the Emerald CBD and understanding where parking is across the city. And in addition to that, one of the projects which I'm quite excited about is an implementation of a customer experience strategy to ensure that council interactions with our communities aim to be seamless. In long-term destination goal 2, protect and grow a diverse and prosperous economy, we have 4 initiatives. Some of the key ones there are around the rationalisation of our surplus land to unlock residential development, looking at our sale yards governance, but also undertaking a review of our waste collection operational business model, which is always quite topical in our communities. Under Destination Goal 3, support and enhance resilient, safe, vibrant and exclusive communities. There are 2 initiatives. One is the ongoing compilation of our flood data management project to improve our resilience during disasters. And more importantly, for communities like Jaringa, revisiting the Flying Fox management plan for some of these locations across our region. Under long-term destination goal 4, which is drive our council and the region towards a digital future, we have 3 initiatives. The most important one there is the continued implementation of our digital strategy 2023 to 2026 and our ongoing implementation of our Tech One asset module upgrade to centralise and streamline our asset data for our council and community assets. In long-term destination goal number 5, which is develop a future-focused workforce to support council and our region, there are 4 initiatives in the year ahead. Some of the most important there are our workforce planning project and our ongoing safety first initiative around driving a safety first culture in our organisation. We're also undertaking some work on looking at how we attract and retain employees within our council. Under Destination Goal 6, responsibly manage our natural environment. We have 1 initiative this year, which is a refresh of the biosecurity plan for the Emerald Sale Yards, which will continue to help us protect our animal health welfare and meet national standards. Under Destination Goal 7, which is prepare for a low-carbon future and adapt to a changing climate, we've got 3 initiatives, including the development of a greenhouse gas inventory for the year ahead. Most importantly, though, members, as you're aware, the commencement of a regional transition plan to guide our way forward as a community's longer term towards a more sustainable future, which is an important long-term plan of this organisation. Together with these 35 initiatives, which reflect our shared commitment to delivering value, build resilience and ensure Central Highlands remains a vibrant, sustainable region for generations to come. Madam Mayor, also, while I do have the microphone, I want to say a special thank you to our CFO, Arun Diaz. It's Arun's final day here today at Council. So, Arun, on behalf of Council and our community, I want to thank you for your years of service here and all the best for your future. And I look forward to catching up with you down the track. Madam Mayor, I will hand back to you for any questions that members may have or any technical questions to Ms Bradley Woods. Thanks.
Thank you very much, CEO. Any other comments or questions? I would just like to also extend all of our thanks and best wishes to you, Arun, after being here for such a long time, and wish you and your family all the very best in the future. I'm sure you're moving on to bigger and better things, but thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to work with you as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, CEO. Thanks.
Thank you. And I'd also again like to say thank you to my fellow councillors. Thank you to the CEO, Aaron Johansson, and all the staff for making this budget possible and for preparing our 2025-26 operational plan. I think we're all excited about the year ahead and some of the amazing initiatives that we've got. So I just need to, we had our mover, Councillor Donaldson, sorry, I forgot to write down, and we've had our seconder, Councillor Whiteman. I'd now like to put our operational plan for 2025-2026 financial year to our councillors. So all those in favour? So we have, sorry, can you put your hands up again, please? All those in favour? All those against? Councillor Burns recorded as against. The majority have voted for, so we'll move that motion. Thank you very much, everyone, and greatly appreciate all of and everyone's efforts to get this far. Thank you very much. I know that we've had our budget adopted a little bit earlier in June, being the 18th, rather than leaving it closer to the end of the month. So thank you very much to everyone who has contributed to that, and we're very appreciative. So thank you all very, very much. I think we can close our special budget meeting for 2020. No, I think I can just say our special budget meeting on the 18th of June 2025.